You want to get roughly in line, so you don't look like really small. Not near me, just in line with me.
Not like this.
Yeah, maybe a bit back.
Yeah.
Oh well, come down.
You're
Oh, yeah.
superiority complex.
No, just, you're out the top of the frame. What are you doing? Also, something. Feel free to be yourself.
I am.
Hello and welcome to today's DefinitelyOwen video, where myself and Larry here are going to discuss some of our favourite films of the year. Let's see what happens.
Good evening.
So it's been a good lot of films this year, do you feel?
Yeah. It's been average. I think it'll be better soon.
Okay, like, do you mean stuff yet to come out?
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to
Star
The
Wars.
Revenant, Star Wars.
Oh yeah, The Revenant as well.
Pardon?
That does look quite good. With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I hope he doesn't win the Oscar.
You don't think?
I haven't seen it. I hope he doesn't win it because I hate the memes.
Oh right.
I basically hate the internet phenomenon. I don't think he's that good. I think he's alright. He's just in good movies. He's also in dreadful films.
So what have been some of your favourites?
What, in the cinemas or just in general?
Well, just in general, like films you've seen this year. Doesn't have to come out this year, but films you've seen.
Well, I
this
recently got into Robert Altman because
Okay.
of a buddy of mine called Daniel. He's from Russia, and he told me to watch his films, and I really enjoyed them actually.
year. One of my favourite films of the year that we actually saw together is
I don't
Legend.
recall such an event.
Legend.
Oh yes, since Vietnam, my memory's not been the same.
So I thought Legend was very good.
I thought Legend was okay.
I thought it was a really good performance from Tom Hardy. You've got to admit that, at least.
I think one of them was a good performance. I think the other one was a bit
Which
boring.
one?
I thought Reggie was boring, but Ronnie Cray was great.
So like the same Quaid twin, you just thought was a bit boring.
Yeah.
Do you think it was kind of needed to contrast? the
Oh
other
yeah, he
one?
was needed. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, but I kind of wanted to see more of Ronnie than I did Reggie. I mean,
Okay.
that was where the fun was, and the film in itself was quite cliched a little bit. It wanted to be Goodfellas so badly.
Oh, really?
The Goodfellas of the East End, even up down to the narration,
shot as well.
the long shot of London, which looked terribly CG. I mean, it's not that hard to
Yeah.
It looked brilliant though. Apart from the CG of London, the aesthetics and the decor was really nice.
You can imagine that they picked places that they may have not even had to change at all.
Yeah.
Like the pub there could have been exactly like it was.
You got the cars, you got the way
Yeah.
he dresses. I mean, really interesting.
Awesome. And I also saw one of my favourite films. Probably the funniest film I saw this year was Pitch Perfect 2. And I'm guessing you haven't seen that.
No, I haven't
No,
seen
okay. So, really funny film. I didn't think the music was as good as the first one, but I did think it was very funny and probably funnier than the first one, so I'd recommend Pitch Perfect 2 as well.
The second one of my films is You the Living, which is a Swedish film by a guy called Roy Andersson who made... no, not You the Living, no. He made... The film I'm talking about is the pigeon who sat on a branch contemplating, reflecting on existence.
So the title is The Pigeon Who Sat on the Branch Contemplating... what was it?
Reflecting existence. I don't know
Okay.
exact... Or pigeon sat on the branch.
Right.
But that's from Roy Andersson, who made You the Living, which is really good. It's just kind of minimalist, but really dark and anarchic comedy. But it's so kind of deadpan. It's brilliant. It's really funny. But also really depressing too. And also,
The film I saw last year, the film that came out last year that I actually saw this year was a film called The Judge, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall. I went in with no expectations. It was kind of like a semi-independent film, and I thought it was fantastic. There was great performances from both Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall, and you haven't seen it, but we are going to watch it at some point. Really great story, very quite hard-hitting at times, and quite like a grim film to watch, but really worth watching, and had some great lines, and just really engaging and just a good film to watch.
well, see, I didn't want to see it because they traded to me as something like really sentimental claptrap. And I don't actually really
There's
like...
a bit of that.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not like.
And I
Father
don't
and
actually
son.
really like Robert Downey Jr. I think I'm the only person that doesn't, really.
But that's because you have a strange obsession against Marvel films.
That's one of them, but I don't really... there's nothing I really... Like, even Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which actually this film is
Oh,
great.
right, yeah.
I don't even like him in that. I don't really like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in general.
You seen Chaplin?
Although, I haven't seen what...
Chaplin.
I have seen Chaplin. I thought it was quite boring, actually.
really?
I
I
didn't think
haven't
it was
seen
brilliant.
And another one I filmed. I think this one came out this year. A film called True Story, starring James Franco and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
But it's actually like a serious film, which is quite interesting to see them in serious roles. It was about a disgraced New York Times reporter that then goes on to write a story about this convicted murder of his family and stuff. It was just very interesting and again very engaging, very absorbing. I actually watched that on a plane and just time right flew by. Do you have a favourite film of the year though? Like absolute favourite, one that stands out for you?
I'm not too sure. I really enjoyed Mad Max.
Okay.
Everyone did, didn't they? Really enjoyed Inside Out. So it's kind of... I think it'd be... Because I haven't really seen that much this year. which is kind of I feel bad about. But it'd be a toss-up between those. I think Mad Max was great. I kind of saw it on acid come down. But it was mental. It was just absolutely crazy, but it was really well done.
Yeah, it was. It was very well
Although
done.
I think it would have been better without a single word of dialogue.
That would have been an interesting thing to see, yeah.
I would have loved that because, I mean, Tom Hardy just goes grunts.
For me, Inside Out was my favourite film of the year. I thought it was fantastic, instant Pixar classic. It was so clever, it was so ingenious, and I think it was, I reviewed it in another video. I think it was fantastic, really good casting, which I only realised recently.
Yeah.
But everyone, really good casting with all the emotions.
Well, Inside Out made me weep. So
definitely.
Made me weep, and then it made me crack one out in the middle of the cinema. So, so it's mixed emotions, really. Oh, sorry, wrong video. Meant to be on my own YouTube channel called Definitely Larry.
Please make that.
No. Also, a film that we both watched that you haven't mentioned. Well, two films: The Martian,
which was alright.
Ridley Scott. Yeah, it was alright.
It is quite forgettable.
I don't think I'd ever see it again.
No, I wouldn't bother.
I see it at the cinema.
Yeah, it was nice. There's some big landscape shots.
Yeah, I quite like the way it was written too. But I'd like to read the book actually. I've heard the book's really great.
I didn't know it was based on that. I was a bit underwhelmed because it had all-star cast.
It they didn't use all their pieces.
No, it had name after name after name, but it just.
Jessica Chastain was not used to her ability.
At all.
She's brilliant.
Especially when you see her in Interstellar, how good she is in that. But and
even Zero Dark 30.
I mentioned that Zero Dark 30. She's good at that. But no, so that was a bit of a, and also Spectre, which first scene I thought was stunning, and I've annoyed Larry how much I've talked about this first scene, but I thought the first scene, the big one take long shot,
which is an homage to Touch of Evil, which we also watched this year.
Which I fell asleep in, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic, that opening scene, and then it could have stopped at the titles, and I would have been.
Well, you initially liked it, didn't you?
I initially liked it, and I talked to you about it, and then it just destroyed it.
Basically, I just thought it was regressive. I thought it was offensive. I thought it was boring, and I thought that there was nothing I really liked about it, bar the music, because the music is great. But
just the Sam Smith thing, or just overall?
Not Sam Smith. No,
not the Sam Smith thing.
That title sequence was dreadful. Dreadful. That octopus, a CG octopus, basically being really sexual. I mean, it really did me in. But I just thought the way he the script was clunky. He looked bored. Craig didn't want to be there. He'd had it. Even Lisa Do kind of let me down. She's great. Even Christoph Waltz let me down. He's playing Blofeld, the iconographical villain of Bond.
Yeah.
And he was a bit shit. We didn't see enough of him, I think. Oh yeah, we got this big lead up, but everyone knew it was going to be him from the beginning. Well, if you're a Bond fan, anyway, it's like Star Trek with when they made Benedict Cumberbatch John Smith or whatever it was, and he was Khan. It was obvious from the get-go. I just thought it was really disappointing.
I thought it was like a lot of it. It was a film of missed opportunities.
Yeah, but a lot of people. I think it is divided a lot of people because a lot of people really like it. But I think because you've got Skyfall, which I think is a brilliant film, aside from the gender issues. Aside from the gender issues, I think Skyfall's brilliant, but Spectre also had gender issues and wasn't brilliant, so therefore I didn't like it doubly. I mean, just
when you say because normally people look into the gender issues of a Bond film because it's kind of expected. Oh, it's Bond. It's 50 years old back when it started. So, do you feel that it's Bond isn't a good enough excuse for gender?
I don't think it is because
I'm just playing devil's advocate too. So.
Where it's not the 60s anymore. You don't make a carry-on film anymore, and you got all the kind of all the sexual references and the minor racism. You don't make Tom and Jerry anymore, do you? There's the original ones with the black mama. You don't make those kind of things anymore. It's regressive, and I think the way that the wife of the Italian of the Bobster was treated, I mean, basically, it for information, and really, that's not what I want to see. I want him to be espionage. I don't want him to be, machine. I mean, that is Bond. There is that sleekness to it.
Yeah.
But there isn't at the same time because he's horrible. He's just it's Skyfall when he and Severine, a woman that said she had history of sex abuse. He didn't have sex with her, and then when she's shot, he goes, "Waste of a good scotch." All right, Bond. And then Moneypenny's also pushed and becomes secretary. All right then, great. Also, the ending sequence where all the little team was together was just dreadful.
Spectre.
Yeah, I just thought it was just I was so disappointed. I was so hyped up for it because I'm a Bond fan, despite all my criticisms of it. I think.
What's your favourite Bond film?
Oh, I think it has to be You Only Live Twice, which is Blofeld, the blowpipe scar,
right.
cat, you know, volcano lair, helicopter. You know, it's got everything in a Bond film, and it even has the misogyny too. So it really is a Bond film.
What annoyed me probably the most about Spectre is Andrew Scott, who played
C,
yeah, who was also Moriarty in Sherlock. I think he's a fantastic actor, and he could have been not his character, but the actor could have been a Bond villain by himself.
Yeah.
And he was, again, like, just shoved to the
just
side.
had a bit of a tone,
missed
wasn't he?
opportunity, yeah. I really felt so.
The script was clunky too. Some of the lines were, again, they are nods to the old Bonds. I mean, you got Russia from Love, and we get some knocked off the train. It's cute. I'm just not for that anymore. I think we've grown up a little bit, and I think
and Bond films should as well.
I think cinema really should. I think that's why she's not making Marvel films, because we need to grow up and stop making crap.
So your favourite films of the year would be Inside Out, Mad Max. Would you put Pierre Le Fou as one of your favourites of the year?
Oh yeah, actually.
I was about to say, we studied a French film? Yeah.
Yeah.
Studied a French film called Pierre Le Fou, and I thought, because we watched it first and then we kind of talk about it and study it, I thought watching it was awful and it was terrible. But then we actually kind of studied it and learnt about it and analysed it. I thought it was really well done, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Godard fan. I think he's a pretentious oaf. I think his films are flabby. But I really enjoyed Pierre Le Fou. I mean, I wanted to not enjoy it a little bit when I watched it.
Because you don't like the director?
Because I don't like him. But I did enjoy watching it, and then I enjoyed it even more when I wrote about it. I mean, there's so much depth to it. Or there isn't.
For me, I'd say favourite films of the year: Pitch Perfect, Pitch Perfect 2, Legend, and but just miles above the rest is Inside Out. That was definitely my favourite film of the year. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and really was a good bit of Disney Pixar magic to come back to 2015.
Yes, and the movie that I also liked is the Martian Monsters movies. It was my favourite film. Thank you.
Well, that's pretty much it from me and Larry here. Larry, thank you very much for joining me for this. He's obviously, as you can kind of tell, he's another film student here at my university and a good friend of mine for some reason. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, new video tomorrow, and any closing words from you, Larry?
It's been a pleasure to be on your show, Owen. Just want to smash the fans. You're all dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. And why have you subscribed to this channel? It is beyond me. No. I'm appealing to you now. Unsubscribe.
Or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm finished now.